Flying Eagles team. The Flying Eagles team will be leaving on the 11th of this month. So 4 players out of the Rangers team. I don't know how they are going to do it against this CS Passing team. But if, like he has said, if they find a way of taking their chances, you know, make sure they, you know, score their goals, any chance that they create, find a way of scoring those chances, I think they will do very well. But like you have said, it's a very, very difficult match for them. And I think if, well, anything can happen in football, but let's just see how it pans out. But for me, it's going to be very, very difficult for Rangers, you know, to pull out of this.
All right, so that's it. We want to wish Rangers the best of luck. They have to find a way of playing without those key players. Let other players fill their roles and maybe also lay a claim to the shirt in Rangers. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return from the break, we'll make a change here. Today Koike will be joining me, and then we'll talk Nigeria Professional Football League. Are the good times back, or are there still some controversy on the domestic scene? We'll find out when we return.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that makes life interesting. To compete not only with players across the field, but across the world. It makes me feel joy when we win and sorrow when we lose. The action and reaction, colliding, falling, dropping, despite the all. I love it because it brings me tears. Tears of victory, tears of joy. The skill that leads to the pass that leads to the shot that leads to the goal that determines the ultimate. Channel Sports, defining the moment of true sport.
Okay, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on now, and this time we want to take a look at the Nigerian Professional Football League. Yesterday, we were all smiles on this show. 1.89 billion from Telecom giant Globacom for 3 years was what we were celebrating on the show. But today, we're taking some reaction from the club owners again. And we have Aloy Chukwuemeka on the line. He's the secretary of the club owners. He's on the line to us from Ilorin, if I'm correct. Aloy, thank you for joining us on Sports Tonight. Are you reaching us from Ilorin or on the way to Maiduguri?
Yeah, I'm talking to you now from Ilorin.
Okay, because I know that you have a game this tomorrow or Thursday, on Thursday against El Kanemi Warriors. But let's not talk about that game. Let's talk about the club owners. We are talking to you in your capacity as the secretary of the club owners. What is this story that we're hearing about club owners not rejoicing or celebrating the 1.9 billion naira largesse windfall that Glo is providing for the next 3 seasons?
Yeah, actually, I want to start by saying that the club owners appreciate the effort of Glo in their quest to support and sponsor the league. But if you are talking about appreciating the 1.8 billion naira contract, or you call it windfall, you cannot be dancing or rejoicing over what you're not aware of. As I'm talking to you now, in my capacity as the secretary of the club owners, we are not aware of anything about the contract. We are not informed, we are not carried along, and we are not aware of it. And that is why we are disassociating ourselves from it. We still believe that our crisis with LMC, that is being handled by NFF, of which you had a statement in the last meeting, we are waiting for the meeting to be reconvened so that we thrash out those gray areas. It is only after those areas have been trashed that we can now sit with anybody and discuss anything talking about the deal or whatever.
Well, Aloy, when you say you are not aware, I'm a little curious because this is not a new deal, by my own understanding. This is not a new deal. This is a fallout of a deal that happened under the Binsino when a rival telecoms group, well, in quotes, were thought to have won the rights, and then the issues went on and dragged on and on and on and on. This is not a new deal. So why are you saying you are not aware of something that has been on since the days of David Sinowumi when he was chairman of the NPL?
Yeah, look at the time between that time and now. If you look at the time between that time and now, you know that it has taken a long time. On that note, I want to appreciate the effort of the Honorable Minister, Chairman, National Sports Commission, our own person, talking about Alhaji Bolaji Abdullahi, for his effort as ensuring that litigations and other crises attempt to take the league back are resolved. But coming back to the contract, like you said, it has taken a long when Owumi's regime initiated this up to where we are today. But as I'm talking to you now, you will recall that it was not the teams that were then that are now in the Premier League. And it is not the composition that is still there now. So what we are saying is that whatever that is going on in terms of entering into partnership, entering into contractual agreement, the club owners who are the owners of the league must be carried along. As I'm talking to you now, we are not carried along. You are only referring us to what happened during Ogumi's tenure. And we are talking of today. As of today, nothing, no club is aware of anything. So we are just hearing it on the pages of newspaper or from the media, just like you are informing us now. So that is why we are not party to it, and we maintain our stand that we are not party to it until grey areas are sorted out.
Aloy, what grey areas are you talking about? I'm talking about with specifics to these contracts for the next 3 seasons, because I mean, on the surface of it, everybody should be happy that after playing the league for so many seasons, maybe 2 seasons without a title sponsor, your club, a private club, ABS, paying referees indemnities, not having support from anywhere, that everybody would have been happy that something like this is coming, at least to cushion the effect of the stress, financial stress that clubs are going through.
You cannot say because you are thirsty of water and you now go and drink dirty water. So we are aware that we have been looking for sponsors and we have been thirsty for sponsors. So that does not mean that you should now bring anything before us without carrying us along and we will now embrace it. We will not. And that is the position of the clubs. We cannot embrace something that was not procedural, something that we are not carried along. And that is our problem with the LMC. We are not being carried along. NFF offered us the opportunity to sit on a round table and sort out issues. In the process of sorting those issues out, we could not agree. So what is needed is for a meeting to be reconvened and let the NFF also sit and ensure that all those issues are thrashed out before we now go into. Nobody should say we are against any reform. If we are against any reform, we wouldn't have led the revolution that brought in the LMC. So people should not misunderstand us. We are for any positive reform, and therefore reform must go in consonance with the laid-down procedure, and it should be procedural.
Well, Aloy, a lot of people will think that this new stance of the club owners could scuttle private sector interest in the league. Do you see it that way? And if somehow this deal is scuttled because of the stance of the club owners, would you guys be ready for the backlash in terms of Nigerians not being happy with whatever will lead to this deal not seeing the light of day?
On the side of the club owners, I want to restate it that we will continue to recognize telecommunication giant Globacom in all our toasts in the true spirit of sportsmanship. But like I was saying earlier before now, you cannot just bring something to the club owners because you believe that we are thirsty, then you give us dirty water to drink. We cannot. And our action is not going to chase away would-be investors into the league. Rather, it's for us to correct the anomalies and make it an open thing for a lot of interest to come in, and people will now embrace us. So let me correct another impression. The issue that we are against reform is completely out of it. We are for positive reform, not any reform that is not favorable to the environment we are operating in. And that is our crisis with LMC, and we'll continue to fight that.
Hello, before I allow you to go, because of our time, what exactly would make the club owners embrace this new deal? What exactly would you want the LMC to do that will make club owners embrace this new deal that we celebrated yesterday? 1.9 billion is a lot of money for the next 3 seasons. What exactly do you want the LMC to do right now that the deal has been signed and the check has been released that will make the club owners embrace this issue and make all of us